Hello, everyone. We, the members of Group Y, are prepared today to justify our approach on the students' involvement in extracurricular activities and its impact on academic performance. On to the next slide. The key focus of our study was not to advocate that extracurriculars were inherently bad, but rather the excessive or unbalanced involvement in them can have negative consequences. Issues such as lack of prioritization, weak time management, and the lack of focus can be detrimental to their academic responsibilities. In this research, we have identified that the key to partaking in both the academic and non-academic world is to strike a healthy balance between them. We have justified in this presentation that when a student takes part in an unhealthy amount of extracurriculars, their academics tend to suffer. Over to you, Natmi.
Thank you, Behara. So I'm going to talk about the aspects of analysis. So since this is a quantitative research, we have taken into account 4 factors. So the first one is the participation rates of the undergraduates in the number of events they have taken place. So I'll explain it further in the correlation slide. And the academic performance. So how the academic performance will vary with the number of extracurricular activities that person has. And the other one is how the social skills will depend upon the extracurricular activities. And the last one is the long-term outcomes that a person will get through doing extracurricular activities. Over to the next person.
Thank you, Natmi. I'm going to talk about the source of the data. Our primary data source is the survey, and our method involves structured questionnaires. We aim to collect 40 to 50 participants using quota sampling technique to ensure representative data, all while prioritizing data privacy. Thank you. It's over to you, Sachin.
Thank you, Diluni. So I'll talk about as to why we use correlation and regression in the presentation. Actually, we use correlation because we thought that is more appropriate because we can show the relationship of 2 variables, such as the involvement of extracurricular activities, which is the independent variable, and the spot test marks, which are is the dependent variable. So while regression was used in the presentation to back up correlation. Over to you, Nithmi.
Thank you, Sachini. So I'll be talking about the correlation. So correlation involves between 2 sections in it, strength and the directions with the 2 or more variables in relationship with them. So through the above diagram, we can illustrate that this is a strong negative correlation, mainly due to 2 reasons. First one is the points are downward sloping, and these points are much closer than a no correlation situation. So this also illustrates that the more the person is involved in the number of extracurricular activities, the lesser that person will be able to obtain marks on the spot test. So moving on with the other slide, it's about the coefficient of correlation. So here we have the equation where we can find R, which is the coefficient. So through finding this, we can measure a mutual relationship between the 2 variables we have taken. So the first variable is the number of extracurricular activities a person participates in, which is considered as the independent variable in our research. And the dependent variable is the spot test mark that person obtains. So the final answer that we have got through this research is minus 0.9884. So this is illustrated as a strong negative relationship on the Pearson's relation scale. So over to the next person.
Thank you, Nidhi. So to show a linear relationship between 2 variables. So regression demonstrates the relationships between the variables. Regression is mainly done for 2 purposes. Like one is to predict the values of the dependent variable for individuals for whom some information concerning the explanatory variables is available, or to estimate the effects of some explanatory variables on the dependent variable. Over to you, Diluni.
Thank you, Sachini. As shown in the slide, at age 15, both genders participate with males slightly ahead. By age 16, males lead by a significant margin. Surprisingly, at 17 to 18, females take the lead. From 19 to 25, males are constantly more active with a notable drop in female participation from 22 to 25. And let's move to the next slide. Here our data reveals that participants in the 16 to 19 age range tend to be more engaged in these activities. Both genders express interest, but there are variations in involvement by age. As participants decrease, moreover, a gender-specific comparison highlights certain age groups where one gender is more active than the other. Thank you. It's over to you, Pihar.
Thank you, Diluni. I will be elaborating on the reasons for students to get low grades when engaging in unhealthy amounts of extracurricular activities. First one would be stress and pressure. Juggling academic work and extracurricular commitments can be stressful, and high levels of stress and anxiety can impair cognitive function and hinder test performance. The given bar diagram denotes how often students feel stressed from overworking themselves in extracurriculars, with 1 being least and 5 being the most amount of stress. Onwards with the next slide. Secondly would be the insufficient focus. Having multiple extracurriculars to perform will reduce the time spent on studies. Therefore, students prefer to engage more in co-curricular activities as they are more academic related, as we have seen in our survey. Finally, we have age. We have identified age to be a major factor that decides how many extracurricular activities a student partakes in. For example, students who are in their 3rd or 4th year in university often take part in only 1 or no extracurriculars for reasons such as industry trainings, internships, and final year researchers that take up most of their time. This brings us to the end of our presentation. We extend our thanks to our module lecturer who helped us through and through with any struggles that we had. And many thanks to all the students who participated in this survey and contributed to our study. And of course, to all of us of Group Y for all our effort and hard work. Thank you.